This video will demonstrate the flow check procedure for the Improve Air Quality Sampler. The system must run at the appropriate flow rate to select for the proper particulate size. Please complete your normal sample change before starting this procedure. The modules to be verified are designated on the documentation found in your flow check kit. You may be asked to flow check one or multiple modules. Match the color and letter found on the check sheet and module. The flow check kit should include the following items: the flow check cartridge, the MagnaHelix gauge connected with a probe, a digital thermometer, spare O-rings, a black permanent marker, a container of vacuum grease, a hose coupler, a miniature screwdriver, and a hex key. Start by removing the thermometer and opening the C module. Turn on the thermometer and make sure you are viewing the temperature in degrees Celsius. Leave the thermometer in the C module to adjust with the ambient temperature, and jot down your initials and today's date on the flow check sheet. Now on the controller, press Enter to pull up the main menu. Then press 1 to pull up the temperature info. Record the raw value in the placeholder for millivolts under the temperature section. Once the thermometer has reached a steady temperature, record the value in the appropriate section. Next, from the main menu, press F3 to enter the advanced menu, and enter the code 9051. Now press F2 to bring up zero flow orifice and cyclone values for the A module. The values are abbreviated as ORI and CYC. After recording the first set of values, move on to the next module by pressing Enter. Record the zero values for all modules designated on the flow check sheet. Return to the main menu by pressing Enter. The MX ORI or max orifice values are viewed by pressing 2 from the main menu. The pumps will turn on and display the values for all modules after a few moments. Record the values for the modules designated on your flow check sheet. The following steps pertain to all PM 2.5 modules identified by the smaller stack inlet. Start by removing the current sample cartridge and replace it with the corresponding flow check cartridge. Use the two reference holes to properly orient the cartridge. The MagnaHelix gauge and controller are magnetized and can be mounted on the module door panel. Inside the A module, locate the T-plug in the black plastic cap. Remove the cap by pushing down on the top and remove the plug by pulling down on the brass fitting. Next, push the probe through the module and into the T-junction, bottoming out the probe. Stand squarely with the panel and check to see that the gauge reads 0. If adjustment is required, use the two knobs on the lower left corner. First loosen the outer knob, and then turn the larger knob until the needle reaches the 0 mark. Make sure to tap the gauge before reading any final measurements. To ensure accurate readings, it is crucial to view the gauge from the same angle. Viewing the needle from a different position will alter your readings. Pull up the advanced menu by pressing F3 and entering the code 1123. Now select F1 for calibration. The pump for the A module will turn on. Remember to tap the gauge before viewing the final measurements. Here is a close-up view of our first measurement. Note that each tick mark is 0.02 inches of water. Record the gauge reading to the nearest 2 decimal places. Next, record the 2 values for ORI and CYC displayed on the screen. After recording the 3 values, press the F4 key on the control panel to move to the next filter. Record the values for filter 2. Follow the same procedures for filter 3 and 4. If something causes you to shift your position, remember to square up to the gauge. After all measurements have been taken, remove the probe and reinstall the original plugs. Finally, take a close-up picture of the reassembled module for us to ensure the system's operation. Repeat these procedures for other PM 2.5 modules designated on your flow check sheet. Prior to leaving the site, please call the air quality group at 530-752-1123 to report your measurements. Additional steps are required for the D module. Start by removing the sample cartridge and replacing it with the appropriate flow check cartridge. Remember to flip the cartridge upside down when installing into the D module. If there is a sticker on the stack, remove it. Then, using the black permanent marker, draw a reference line where the stack meets the funnel. Next, loosen the locking collar on top of the module by turning it counterclockwise. Then take the hex key and loosen the 4 screws on the stack brace. There is no need to remove the screws, just loosen them. Now slide the stack up about 4 inches. Retighten the locking collar and one of the screws to temporarily secure the stack. The probe requires modifications to measure the D module. First, push down on the spring-loaded coupler to release the probe plug. Disengage the quick connects by pushing in the metal tab and gently pull the probe and extender apart. Reattach the probe to the tubing using the quick connect. Place the probe into the funnel and gently push down until it bottoms out. Record the values from the MagnaHelix gauge and the controller as instructed earlier for the other modules. After completing your measurements, remove the probe. Then loosen the collar and screws to lower the stack back into the funnel. The reference line should match up to its original location. Then tighten the locking collar and the 4 screws on the brace to secure the stack. Be sure to tighten the horizontal screws before tightening the vertical screws. Finally, reassemble the probe to its original configuration and return all components back into the flow check kit. Remember to take a photo of the completed module for us to ensure proper operation. If possible, prior to leaving the site, please call the air quality group at 530-752-1123 to report your measurements. You have finally completed the flow check procedure. Depending on the results of your sampler, you may be asked to make an adjustment to the flow rate. This will be described in another video.